This is the last video in the market manipulation series before we start going through the actual process. Today, we're all going to be felons. We will take the Sherman Antitrust Act and tear it to pieces as we all light a cigar and laugh in our lounge suits over a dimly lit computer screen. What am I talking about? For people living outside the United States, this is all about competition laws. Going back to the Roman times, governments understood that when businesses colluded to set prices, it damaged the marketplace. Among many reasons why the Sherman Antitrust Act was made, it was made to prevent companies, most of which were deemed to be monopolies, from creating smaller companies that they could then manipulate to get around the law. One of the best examples of the use of the Sherman Antitrust Act was in breaking up of Standard Oil, which was the creation of one of America's greatest men, John Rockefeller. At one time, his company controlled nearly 90% of the refined oil in the United States, and after using trusts to get around certain laws, Standard Oil was broken up by the Supreme Court into 33 different companies. Many of those still exist today, though they've been mostly acquired and merged into 5 or 6 major companies in the United States. Among those created by splitting Standard Oil were Pennzoil, Exxon, Chevron, Mobil, Arco, Conoco. This is quite the legacy for Rockefeller indeed. We'll be doing something very different from Standard Oil. Instead of being one large company controlling multiple smaller companies, we will be multiple smaller companies colluding together to set prices. A formal arrangement for this would be a cartel, much like the Diamond Company De Beers. Why should we work together with other players to set prices? Buyers are blind to who they're purchasing from, so there's no bias against sellers as there are in other games. We work together with other players for several reasons. First, we mitigate or reduce our risk. If the whole thing goes belly up, we lose only half as much as we would have otherwise. Second, we have a greater investment potential. 3 or 4 people could easily supply several thousand gold into a market, which can keep the profits rolling in for days. Third, multiple people can watch over a longer period of time. You cannot manipulate a market with only an hour online. It requires constant vigilance, and a team of players can provide full coverage of a market for the full period that a single person cannot. And last, don't underestimate how much it takes to really manipulate a market. Other players provide extra bag space, more eyes in the market, and an extra set of hands grabbing the cheap items off the trading posts as they're posted. Use out-of-game methods to find friends who will join you in market manipulation. I have a couple hundred subscribers who are the prime candidates for such a cartel, if you want to make one. Many large forums have places to discuss the trading posts. Go there, make friends. Take time to earn their trust, and make sure that they earn yours. A double cross by a fellow investor can mean they make a profit off of you, instead of you both making a profit off of the market. Once you have your team, work out how you will work together to play in the market. Will one person purchase in the primary market and another in the secondary market? Will one person play from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and the other take over from 3 p.m. till midnight? If both of you work in the same market simultaneously, you'll need to find creative ways to avoid purchasing each other's items and losing the 15% trading post cut for nothing. One way is to choose creative pricing methods. Always end the price in 3 copper, for example. While the market cap may be set at 16 silver, 83 copper, each time you let down the price will be down to 73 copper, then 63 copper, then 53 copper. That way you know that if somebody posts at 62 copper, it's a competitor, not the other member of your cartel. Once again, I have to strongly emphasize how much trust this takes. While I won't pretend that I haven't made a profit off of other market players in the past, you must be diligent to make sure that your, quote, friend didn't just dump 300 gold worth of the item on the trading post the day before you begin investing, or that they aren't intentionally undercutting you by just enough to make a profit of your manipulation. If you cannot bring yourself to open yourself up to this risk, then have them work in a secondary or a side market that works synergistically to increase profits for the both of you. Using a team to manipulate the market allows you to invest less and see a greater return while manipulating the market. Phone a friend and stay tuned for the next video in this series, which we will begin with the buying phase.